I'm Phoebe Kennett. I'm with Absolute Web Marketing, and we enhance your presence on the internet.
Kim Baker, Triforce Fitness.
Dick Bader, First Financial Bank.
Nicole Weisfeld, Andrews Weisfeld.
Terry Hahn, Friendship Insurance. Go ahead and introduce our speaker.
Absolutely.
Let's do it. This is Jamie Johnson, a dear friend of mine. Once upon a time from Milan, now a permanent resident in Nashville. And Jamie and I played music together for years, and then he left me in Indiana for this little outfit called the Grass. But his story is far beyond the success that he's achieved in music. It's really a story of personal success, and I'm going to leave it there and let the man do his thing. So thank you for joining us this morning, Jamie.
When the wind is blowing in your face, the whole world is on your case. I could offer you a warm embrace, make you feel my love. Leave the shadows and stars, there's no one to drive. I could hold you for me, make you feel. Though you haven't made your mind, I could never do you wrong. I've known it from the moment that we met. There's no doubt in my mind you belong. I go hungry, I go black, I go crawling down the gap. There ain't nothing that I wouldn't do, make you feel. It's early. I've had my coffee, and I'm nervous in small groups, believe it or not. My name is Jamie Johnson, the poor one, the bluegrass singer. The other guy with the big beard. Probably more problems with more money at the same time. But, I'm honored to be here today. Terry's one of my very best friends. My first country band, Blackwood Ridge, I ever got in was with these guys. He gave me a chance even to bring a man with a bluegrass instrument group. And we had a lot of fun, a lot of success in the area. And I got the big dream to move to Nashville and do some things. And I'll tell you a little more about that. Normally what I do now is speak in recovery centers, some high schools, got to do the state capitol for all the law enforcement last year on drug addiction and recovery. As awful as drug addiction is and alcohol addiction, it's a disease that people normally don't understand. And they shouldn't. It's not a normal thing. Unless you walk down that road and walk in these shoes. Depression comes in different kind of ways, and we all handle it different. Some of us use our higher power, which is amazing. They go to church, still got problems, but they learn to cope with them. That's what recovery is all about. You find yourself in rooms just like this off to the side of the church or in the basement. They're trying to get you as close as they can in there, right, to the big room. And some of us are a little mad and angry when we first get in there because prayers weren't answered right away. And the wrong kind of prayers, we just don't get it when we're at that point. We're trying to figure out why we got that ticket, how to get out of that court date, we're in situations that aren't common to the common person who doesn't do that. So some of us are a little upset. Once you get in there, you find out what it's all about. It's all about him and letting go, giving yourself. And I started off backwards this morning. I'm from Milan, Indiana. I grew up on County Line Road. So if I was across the street, I'd have been at South Dearborn Night. But we were on this side of the road, so I was in Milan, Indiana. And I'm proud of that. I graduated in 1990. Got good grades. I was the baby of my family. My mother is full-blooded Native American. Her name's Gail Johnson. And my dad was white as the snow from eastern Kentucky. His name was Paul Johnson. He passed away 3 years ago. Miss him a lot. He worked for Rumpke. So I know y'all have to have them. Some of them. Well, they're getting some wide selection these days. But, as much as I miss him, I talk to him every day, especially when I got into recovery. Every day I call home. And mom would be on the phone just for a few minutes and say, I know you want to talk to dad. Here he is. I'd say, hello, James. And away we go. But these days I talk to mom every day. So it's, much as I miss my dad, I love this time with my mom. I got some of my family here. I got to marry, I didn't marry her. I married her to my brother. Of all kind of requests. About 7 years ago, nobody would have asked me to do much of anything, especially to have to do with faith or spiritual. They asked me to marry them, get my ministry license, and I did. And boy, that's a scary thought. But the fact that I got to do it and be present and be part of the solution instead of part of the problem. I think you all kind of understand that part, being part of the solution when you're a business owner. Either get up early, stay late, sacrifice whatever it is you must sacrifice to succeed. I'm exactly like you. I must go to a meeting every single day for my spiritual being and give myself that 1 hour to meet people just like you, business owners, cops, lawyers, judges, preachers, people who've suffered from depression and became addicted to something. And they must work on their spiritual being every single day for that 1 hour. If I want to lose weight, I'm going to get into Ken's gym. I'm going to work out. And I'm going to push away from that table every day. I must do the human side of it. He's going to take care of the rest of me if I'm willing, totally willing to be honest about exactly what I'm doing. Now I'm saying this out loud because maybe I'll change my diet today. I've said it out loud a lot lately. And I stopped by Dairy Queen last night. Had they not been closed, I was so upset that their ice cream was not hard. They said, well, our ice cream's still free. I'm like, what? You're Dairy Queen? And how I threw that little fit at Dairy Queen for a minute. I didn't throw a fit, but I did inside when I got in there. But they saved me from eating about another 3,000 calories before I went to bed. Because I was going to dive into it real hard. Yeah, I get Dairy Queen yesterday. And then when my wife asked me, I said, no, I've had nothing. Of course I did. I got good grades in school, all the way through school. I was a baby of the family. My sister Joyce was an all-state athlete. Little Joyce Johnson, they call her Double J. All the girls just out there in Lawrence calling her because she was a stud. She played down in Aurora baseball, softball park, outlet stuff. She did amazing, and I love her a whole bunch. And then I got a big brother Lee, who's married to Quinn, and he works for Rumpke, and he's a good fellow. Always my big brother. He graduated in '86. He's got a lot of buddies down this way as well. Then my brother Brad's 2 years older than me. He graduated in 1988. He went to semi-state a few different years in wrestling, then entered the Air Force. And then there's me. All of them were good athletes. They all had all conference patches and stuff on their jacket. And growing up in Milan, we love the Hoosiers, right? I'm a big basketball fan, so man, did I ever try. I visioned to be in Michael Jordan. I really did. I rarely got off the end of the bench unless it was the last few minutes of the game, and it was never to win it. I'll never remember him saying, hey, Johnson, you got to win this. That didn't happen. My shoes were always really clean, and Mom didn't have to wash my stuff a lot. I'm sure she loved that, but I bet they wanted me to get in there and win it once too. But my senior year, I can remember at the sports banquet getting most improved, and my buddies giggled at that. When you don't get a patch for most improved, and I think you should. I'm going to talk to somebody about that. If I ever become principal at school, somebody's getting the most improved patch if they want it. But as embarrassed as I was over that, I really feel like the Jamie Johnson you see here today is most improved again. I'm better than I've been since I was a kid, I get emotional with stuff, so I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I had to chase a dream of music and I wasn't even looking for it. My brother Brad passed away. I was working with straight A's in college in Louisville, Kentucky in 1990, 91, 92. And in March of 18th, 1991, I got a call when I was working at UPS. Like I said, I was on the dean's list and I worked at night, and mom and dad were super proud of me. No drinking, no anything like that up to this point. Well, one time in high school, Lee's house, and I got sick for like 4 days and never did it again. But I was working at UPS at night, sorting packages, and my boss came and got me and walked me across the whole campus and got me to the phone. Said, "You need to call home." And so I did. And I'll go real brief on this. It's when my brother passed away, Brad. He'd been drinking and playing Russian roulette. He didn't make it. I still miss him, obviously, right? My big brother. But he loved bluegrass music. Huge fan of the Osborne brothers that sing Rocky Top. Stuff that I didn't understand. I didn't like onions and peas, and I did not like bluegrass music. I like Michael Jackson, the Beatles, the Eagles, Aerosmith, stuff that was born my age, and that's what I went for. And when Brad passed away, I took all of his records, which are coming back these days. A lot of kids don't know what they are. They're very big CDs. And I took all them and I put them on a cassette tape, and I put them in my little Toyota Corolla, and I drove back and forth to Louisville, Kentucky, and listened to the Osborne brothers to remind me of Brad. And I fell in love with the music. At this point, never singing, never in a talent show. Okay, I won the Michael Jackson dance thing in 6th grade. But other than that, never in a talent show, never did the choir, anything like that. Didn't know that I had a voice. And you may think I still don't, I don't know, but it got me somewhere. I did okay with it. When I fell in love with the music, I worked at a steel plant. I got my degree in electronic engineering, and I worked at a place called North American Stainless in Gent, Kentucky. And I drove them guys back crazy. We were supposed to be working. I was on night shift, and I was 21 years old. And I bought this little mandolin that I had no clue how to play. And I'm trying to sing Rocky Top, and I know they couldn't have liked it. But they were my buddies, so they put up with me. We weren't working. The plant was brand new, so nothing was breaking. So we clocked in, I sang, and we went home. And I got this big dream. I played in a bluegrass band here called the Boys from Indiana, the Wildwood Valley Boys, and cut my teeth on that. They're some of my heroes. Aubrey Holt was a big influence on my music. And then I walked in with my buddy to a club. What's the one that was on the second level in Aurora? Tiffany's. I walked in there, and there's this crazy band on stage with this lead singer, Vince, jumping all over the place, and I thought I'd never do that. And my buddy introduced me to him. It was Perry's band, Black Ridge at the time. And they needed, I don't know if you just made room for me or what, but they let me in. They were mighty nice, and I even might have danced a little bit. I wasn't into that part, but we had some success, and I got this dream to be Garth Brooks. I was going to do it. I did pretty good here. We all did. And you either chase it or you don't, right? I was coming up on 25 years old. A lot of kids get to Nashville before they're out of middle school these days, and then they make it like Taylor Swift. It's hard to compete in that town these days. But when I got there, I was 25. I was a baby in my family still. I'm the baby in this group. I guarantee if we was around each other long enough, I would win. I mean, I don't mean I'd win, but I would cry if I didn't. Yeah. Anyway, I got to Nashville and started walking into clubs, doing what you do every day. You're up early working out. You're taking care of families in the worst time of their life. You're trying to make it special. You're loaning them money for a job. You're insuring them. You're doing amazing things. You're loaning them scooters to get places. These are amazing things that you all do. And if you're not working hard, you wouldn't even be here today. I'd be on the couch watching a rerun or something. I had to be up and I had to stay late, stand in line, fall asleep in a booth, and wait till they called my number to get up and sing a song. And it was for free. There was no money in it. You had to love it to get attention. And I got some attention, thank goodness. I met my wife, Suzanne. We walked into a club called Douglas Corner. I had a broke ankle that I broke at my brother's house when I was up here doing something mischievous, I'm sure. But I had that broke ankle, and that was a gold mine for me. I was walking on crutches into that facility, and Suzanne, as my wife, she got up there and she said, "Let me get that door for you. I busted my knee up one time," and I just heard her talking. "Oh, I love you." She's the one. I knew just by her saying hello to me. And I chased her for a little bit. She gave me her number that night. I still got that. She didn't give me her last name. She gave me her first name and her number. It worked pretty awesome. I called her. She answered. And I guess maybe I won her heart. She certainly won mine. And we fell in love, got married in March of 2000. And she got the first record deal of all of us. At our wedding was Dirks Bentley, Billy Currington was there for a while, and who couldn't make it that day, but we knew very well was Blake Shelton. Suzanne worked at the front desk at Giant Records, and Blake had just got signed there. And then Susie Q got signed to Sony, my wife. And she had 2 major deals, but in Nashville, I mean, I shouted to the world when she got it, but that doesn't mean anything. Until you can buy it in Walmart and cellophane and open it up on a CD and you hear it on the radio, the record deal's great that you got it. It's a huge accomplishment, but there's a whole lot more to it. They put a lot of money into you. The second record deal she had, she was next in line for the radio. And Terry Clark, who was popular back then, lost her record deal, came over to Suzanne's record label on RCA. They pushed Suzanne out, and they didn't have to spend money on Terry because nobody knew her already. So boom, gone. It's over. And I started my band, going down there, singing every night. My best friend Terry of the Grassles, he sang with the Osborne Brothers, my hero, Brad's heroes. So there's my connection to them. And Terry would like to have some drinks on the first set, and sometimes didn't make the second set of the show. He'd be in the back room, so we call it karaoke time. Dirks and I would get up and sing, and that's where Dirks, if you open Dirks' very first album, you'll see a picture of Terry and Dirks. This is my hero. This is the guy that helped me get where I'm at. And that's a huge, I'm still great friends with Dirks. He's an incredible person. That's the people I met, a web of friendships, of people that dug and dug and dug, and everybody just knows them from the television. They didn't see him sitting in the booth waiting on a free chance just to get up for a second, like you do, to get in front of a customer, whatever it might be. You go that extra mile to get it, and that's exactly what we had to do. I formed the Grassles in 2004 with Terry and some other guys. Jimmy Mattingly, who was Darkbird's fiddle player, he still is. And we, our very first gig out of there was with Dolly Parton. We were playing the Station Inn. We went from the Station Inn, which isn't much bigger than this room, and started recording with her immediately. She heard our stuff in the same studio, so it was a lucky deal. So many talented people that deserved that gig, we got it. So she called, became the first grass cow in our band, and it was an amazing ride from there on out of my career in 10 short years. I went from that little club, laying in the booth, to get one for a song for somebody to hear my voice to, recording on records with Dolly Parton, Brad Paisley, Dirk several times, Joe Nichols several times. He's one of my great friends as well. The Oakers Boys, Tom T. Hall, which is one of my idols, the Osborne Brothers. I got to sing. My brother would have been so happy. I got to sing twice, not once, but twice on the Grand Ole Opry. I sang Rocky Top for Bobby Osborne, who had laryngitis. Now, I might have been the 50th call they made because they couldn't get a hold of anybody else. But by God, they got to the end of the bench because I got it. And I'm certainly grateful for that. And it was like, this is early. Wish that I was on a Rocky Top down in the Tennessee hills. I got to do that. I know Brad was so pumped with that one. He was watching. I got off the end of the bench, y'all. It wasn't a basketball star, but I really thought I was 5'8.5" instead of 5 foot whatever. 5 foot something. I'm not up that high. I've never been anybody's big buddy either. So I've been a little buddy. Every one of them guys, even Dirk. Hey, little buddy. Yeah, thanks. Wrong show. I'm so grateful to get to do all these things. I wanted to play the Grand Ole Opry once. I got to play it over 200 times, 207 to be exact. I was counting. nominated for 3 Grammy Awards. We got to go to the Grammys 3 times out of the 7 albums I was on. That's a pretty good batting average from a baseball player. What a ride, y'all. Played for 2 presidents. Mr. Obama at the White House. I mean, Mr. Bush at the White House was going away party. Got to shake his hand, get my picture with him, and his wife said, "Georgie loves country and western." He knew it. He said, "These guys are bluegrass." He knew. I met him 2 weeks before that when he was flying into the troops. Has anybody served for our country? Thank you, soldiers, if you're out there. So much for you. We got to play for the troops coming home. Imagine fighting over there for our country for 2 years and coming home, the first thing you heard was a banjo. I mean, I guess that's home. They knew they were here. Different weapons. But we got to be there for that. And Mr. Bush was there and heard us, and that's how it happened. Like, I like them guys. Who are they? They said it. Bring them up. A few weeks later, he was leaving office. We got to go do that. So it was an incredible ride. Mr. Obama, on his 2nd term, we played the Native American Smithsonian Institute. We played the Kennedy Center, Radio City Music Hall. I'm telling you, it was a ride, y'all. I was so happy. I was so lucky that anybody could have done it. You heard me on guitar. I'm not that good. But I tried. I put everything I had. I got up early. I stayed late. Twice, I'm sorry. Nominated like 6 times for Entertainer of the Year of All Bluegrass. I won the year I was nominated against Alison Krauss. Now that's just crazy. Of course, she'd already won it. I mean, so it was time for somebody else. And Ricky Skaggs was nominated that year. You know how good that felt? Because he beat us at the Grammys twice. Ricky Skaggs. No. I remember being upset over that stuff. It was an amazing, amazing ride, and I'm so proud of those days. However, some depression crept in. My wife and I had our boy in 2008. Cole, he'll be 13 on Monday. He is every bit of about 2 inches taller than me. He's just turned 13, so I've done something big in my life. I got somebody taller than I am. That's pretty awesome. He's the tallest kid in his class, so that's pretty awesome too. Not anymore. The school got bigger, so once he got in middle school, it changed. But, he's a good boy. In 2008, I guess till about 2011, things started escalating for me. Showing up late, drinking more. At first, I never really brought anything home. I could be the normal guy and I could have a drink or 2 at the house to unwind. Could take my mind off things. I didn't even have to do it a whole lot to go on stage until then. So there's really, you can say whatever you want to say about it. I was just trying something different. I didn't realize where it was going, or I'd have never done it. But you know what? Maybe I would have. Because the man sitting here in front of you today, had I never become an alcoholic and got a chance to survive it, to go to meetings every day, I wouldn't have cared about y'all to come up here. I wouldn't have answered his call. I'd have been too busy. So it was a very long scenic route to get to the man you're seeing today. Took a lot of exits. When a common person said, "Well, why don't you just drive straight 350 to get there, man?" A lot shorter than going up through 1 and over Sumner and just go. So it's who I am and what I've done, and I'm proud of who I am. I really am. I got the chance to do some amazing things. My wife asked me to slow down drinking. She never threatened me. Don't ever remember she threatened me. She made jokes at the table if somebody leave a drink or something after dinner. Watch it, Jamie will get it. And that hurt my feelings that she didn't know. But that's the only thing she ever said really negative. And in December of 2013, she asked me that I needed to go to that facility that we visited, which was a recovery treatment center. And I walked in that treatment center, I visited it. This is how spoiled I was. I want to go see this place before I go. I remember touring it and seeing people that looked broken and everything, and I thought, not go there. I remember leaving that facility and telling her, I won't drink again. I'm going to show you and everybody else that I've just had, an unlucky streak with a couple of DUIs. I bought my way out of it, so we're fine, we're still in our house, beautiful home. Things were going great. I just went to the Grammy Awards in February. What's the problem? Christmas time. I'm getting the presents y'all want. Problem was I was driving to the liquor store with my son. Driving to Indiana. My pocket, my water bottle. Never got caught. Thank God for Cole, he's still here. And Suzanne had to put her foot down, so she said, "You need to go." So I did. I went in there and I went in sober. I was shaking like this. And they ask you to sign the most important papers of your life when you go to treatment center. You're shaking, you'll sign anything. Hurry up and give me something before I run back out of here. And I stayed. And I met some of the most amazing people in my life. Because most recovery centers are built of people who are in recovery. It's what I do now. I travel this whole country. And I share my story with people sitting there who are at the bottom. They've lost it all. And they don't think there's a chance. I'm here to tell you, it's waiting on you. Grab a hold of that thing, grab onto it for dear life. I go to meetings and remember to see empty chairs because people think it's punishment that you got to go in there and sit there for an hour and pray and talk to others who are trying to get better. That is the biggest gift you'll ever have in your life. Get a hold of it. Even the normal people could use it every now and then. I'm here to tell you. I know what them old boys are doing at Hardee's now when they're sitting there talking about stuff anymore. They're getting some stuff out. They're probably lying a little bit too. But this right here requires you to be completely honest. It requires you to be there on a daily basis. And it doesn't mean you have to be there. It means you get to be there. You're alive. You got a chance to make a difference and help somebody else. What a ride. That's what most improved is. That's most valuable. We've all got an ego set here. Everybody's got an ego. The key is, what do you do with that ego? Do you wear it responsibly? Or do you let it go to your head? Where I was human. It was okay for me to think I was a big shot. I got noticed in the airport a couple of times. Boy, you didn't want to be around me then, folks, I promise. My hair really slicked up. I had some things going for me. Silky as shirt you can imagine. What was I doing? It's all right, I was human. It's a good thing I didn't win the lottery too. We'd all been in trouble. So reality is, I've got some amazing friends who've never drank, and I've got some amazing friends who have, and they've been addicted to other things. It doesn't define you. What defines you is what you do with the problem. I work for a company out there. They trust me to drive that truck anywhere I want. That is a $75,000 truck. I couldn't buy that for anything. They trust me to do that, and they trust me to represent them. I sell steel now for a steel company. And I always did, even through the bluegrass days, because the bluegrass star is not rich. It's a pretty good ride, but you still better have another job if you want 401k. Dad taught me that. The garbage man, he didn't want me calling that either. Sorry, Dad. He worked at the landfill. He was a hard worker, man. His whole life. So was my mom. But she put up with him and us. And 2 weeks into that treatment center, I'm trying to get this down. Reasonable time, so you all got a busy day. You gotta make some money. I came out of that treatment center, and when I came out of the treatment center, I was served divorce papers. A for sale sign in my front yard. I had a couple ways I could choose. I stayed the full term. They gave me the tools I needed to stay sober and what I needed to do, what I've been talking to you about, going to meetings and stuff. And I stayed sober for 4 days exactly, and I went on the worst ride of my life in 2014. I was in the hospital 14 times. In the psych ward. What the heck? That's not me. I remember waking up in the psych ward and going to the front desk. Now, this doesn't sound like it's supposed to come out of my mouth, but it does. It happened. So did singing for president, but so did this. I had to walk up there and say, my name's Jamie Johnson, and I needed my keys. I said, "Mr. Johnson, you're not allowed leaving. Well, you realize there's people in here trying to climb holes that aren't there?" They said, "Well, you doing the same type of stuff yesterday?" I said, "No kidding, what, real man?" I shut up, went back to my room. I said, "Oh, Lord, what have you done now, son?" That must not have been alcohol. People ask me questions sometimes, "Did you ever do this?" I don't remember. I know I was hurting. I know I never was proud of myself when I was drinking. I know I was miserable in that closet. I know I was ashamed, but I am no longer. I shout the praises of the program in recovery, and I shout my higher power and the people who have to live with it, families. Now I see it because I've got so many loved ones that I love. I sponsor, and a guy, my best friend, right now is living in a little tiny trailer, just about to, he's not gonna be here much longer. And what he's going, I get to see now what payments go through. I've got a boy 13 years old asking questions. My turn's right here now. The problem will probably be there, it's what I do with it as a kid. He may have prepared me for this and go through what I went through to understand for him to walk up and say, "Dad, I need to talk." Because a normal old me would have got mad as all get out what he asked me the other day. And I said, "It's okay. Let's walk together." How about we turn 13 Monday and then figure things out? Let's do that. We got a birthday party to celebrate. We're going on a boat, double-decker boat in Nashville. We're gonna have a big time. And somewhere in that 14 months of the worst time of my life, my friends didn't know it. I'm not gonna reach out and tell you, "Hey, T, man, you gotta see what I'm doing now, bro." Not bathing myself, not showing up to work. The Rascals had to go to all them shows without me. I'd show up, they'd make me stay on the bus. They'd have somebody stay on there so I wouldn't get out. I'm grateful to say I've made amends to everyone, most everyone. I haven't, I've seen you all on the way, did something, I'm sorry. We'll get that out of the way. But I found recovery. In March of 2015, I was at my bottom. I was crawling to the bathroom, bruises all over my body. I'm Native American. I was going to tanning bed daily to try and cover up my bruises. Getting makeup, the makeup off, trying to cover up my bruises. That's not normal for me. But I made a phone call to my sponsor, who was about the only one answering my call. My brother Lee had to come down to Nashville probably 10, 15 times to see if I was breathing. Mom and Dad were scared. Mom and Dad would come down. I finally got to where I said, "This is it. I'm either going to live or die." I had several health issues going on, and couldn't get it together. But I remembered the number of my sponsor, and I called him and said, "Can you help me?" He said, "Yeah, I can." He said, "But are you ready? Please don't waste that bed again. We've had you to 3 of them. Don't waste the bed, James. If you're ready, man, I'm all in it for you. I want you to be better. But somebody else might not get that bed if you get it. So if you get it, don't let it go." And I'm grateful to say I did not. 6.5 years now. I don't miss it. I'm getting to live a man's dream of why he's supposed to be put here. It's not about awards. It's not about being most valuable. It's about your word, friendships you make, your family. And I'm not rich, but I'm rich. Building a house, big sucker too for me, 2,800 square feet, in a beautiful neighborhood. I go to work every day. I get to come do this right here. I get to be there for my mom when my dad passes away and help arrange everything. I get to be there for my family. That's what I call it. Pretty good life, y'all. So take care of the one you got. Trying to be honest as you can. I gotta say that my senior year, I got voted most best storyteller. They knew I was full of something a long time ago. So the guy you're seeing here is the guy on the bench. Proud of him. Done all right. And I've been asked to go back on the road with Dolly about 4 years ago, and I did it. I still record on the records. I'm getting ready to do another one. I'm on the Netflix special with her on a few of the different episodes there. Unless I told you and pointed out, hey, that's my voice. You can either believe it or not, but it's there and I got the paycheck. I still get to do things. I filled in for the Grascals several times on the road. They're still going just fine. I thought they were gonna never make it without me, right? 6.5 years later, they're doing okay. But I get a fill in with them. And the other guy had a problem. They asked me to come back to the band and I gracefully said, no, I'll always be here to help. But I'm going home. I'm staying. I love it. I'm eating well. Things are going just fine. I'm healthy. And I get to do this right here. I love myself. Yeah. I truly do. All I want to do when I got the treatment March 22nd, 2015 was to like myself again and maybe make a difference for my boy and I. All the awesome news, the biggest news, but this is the big ending light show there. 2 weeks into that treatment, my therapist comes down and says, Jamie J, you got a phone call. I'm playing ping pong down there. Telling my buddies how tough I was. Yeah, my wife left me for 14 years, it's over. I'll find somebody else. I'll get home, live it up. I'm gonna be fine. Still young, look good, but this is gonna be fine. But I'm gonna be sober. And I got on the phone, I got up there, he said, your wife's on the phone. Now, we had been separated for 14 months, and I knew when I got home in May that the divorce was final. We were going to court for the final thing. He said, your wife's on the phone. I said, I thought I told you we were getting divorced. Well, you might want to hear what she got to say. And she was on there when I said hello, and she said, Daddy. She hadn't said that in a long time. And she said, I hear you doing good. I said, I am. I feel great. She said, well, I've been talking to him every day, and I've been talking to some other folks. If you were willing to give us another chance, I am too. I said, yes, as fast as I could. I said, but I got 2 more weeks here, and I got to stay. The old me would have been on a plane that night to get her. And I would have completed what I set out to do. And I stayed. I did what my sponsor asked me to do. I finally shut up, set my ego down at the door, and I listened. I didn't take this out there trying to tell them all about my awards. I said nothing. I just shut up and listened. And it worked. And I've got to tell you the story now because it's my story. But I did what I was supposed to do. I got home to that airport in Nashville, Tennessee, and there's Susie, there's Cole, there's my dog Stella. She's still alive too. She's 12 now. French Bulldog, best dog ever. Cole came running up to me. We haven't been apart since. We're married 21 years. And making a difference. I've never loved her more than I love her now. Really have. Now, would I run all the way down to Aurora and see her for 2 seconds like I did when I first met her? Maybe not. I'll drive down there and see her go in a heartbeat. Crazy about her. And hopefully, she's used to the crazy in me and she loves me too. It sure feels like. I don't know if that's what y'all are going for today or not. This is me. This is all I've got for you. I'm so grateful to be sober. I'm so grateful to be in recovery. I'm so grateful to live my life, work hard for my job. And all I own is called Native American Supply. I sell to the state of Tennessee at the airport and stuff. Done pretty dang good at it. To put my down payment on my home. So things are looking up as long as I keep looking up. Get it up and show it. I'm going to do this last song for you and I'll be done. I wrote this song when I got the treatment and it's called Ready to Love Me Again. I hope I get through it okay. Try to lie to the man in the mirror. What I see couldn't be any clearer. I can't deny it's all black and white. I'm the only one I can't blame. I'm the only one I can't change. Down on my knees, Lord help me please. I'm ready to love me again. Ready to jump back in. I'm ready to laugh and cry. Fly, I'm ready to face my sins, ready to make find comfort in my own skin. I'm ready to love again. Took a while to get where I am, on my way to a place where I can leave this hell and forgive myself. I'm ready to love me again, ready to jump back in. I'm ready to laugh and cry and fly. I'm ready to face my sins, ready to make amends, find comfort in my own skin. I'm ready to love me again. I'm ready to love. I'm just a true son, willing to let God just let go. 'Cause I'm ready to love again, ready to jump back in. I'm ready to laugh and cry and fly. I'm ready to face my sins. I'm ready to make amends, find comfort in my own skin. I'm ready to love me again. I'm ready to love me again. I'm ready to laugh. I'm ready to cry. I'm ready to fly. I'm ready to love me. Thank you for having me.
I wish I'd brought my civic later, and we could done right.
Does anybody have any questions?
How do we find you on Facebook?
Yeah, it's Jamie Graskell Johnson. I don't have a whole lot. If you want to find my music that I recorded with the Grascals, just look up the Grascals. Grascals with a G in front. Some pretty cool videos out there. If you put the combination of Grascals, Dirk Bentley, Grascals, Dolly, Grascals, Vince Gill, you'll get to see some amazing things that I got to do along the way. But I'm not out there doing a whole lot of promoting these days. I just keep my music to myself. I get to go share my story with folks in the recovery center, and we write a song together called our reverse country song. We'll get all of our crap back. And that's what I do. And when I record it, I give it to them only. They take it with them, so something they created while they're there and proud of, and they maybe have a bad day, they can plug it in, or they might use it as a coaster. I'm not sure. That's about it.
You ever go back, not on the road, but to any of the clubs and just have a fun night to sing?
Yeah, I do. I get to go to the bluegrass festivals. I just did one just a couple weeks ago up in Poppy Mountain, Kentucky, and got up and did an all-star show with some guys and other bands. Yeah, I still do it. I got a little group I put together called the No Joke Jimmies, and it's just a joke, but people seem to like it. We do it. I do about 4 or 5 shows a year. It's strictly for my own entertainment now. Yeah.
So my stepfather was an alcoholic. He was also.
Doris, do you have a question?
Alabama.
Yes, can you
Shake
hear
your-
me?
I can hear you, but they can't.
I would like
Tell
to-
me the question.
Yep, ask him if he has did this for Celebrate Recovery in Harrison.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Can you hear
He
me?
was bad.
yes.
When we, by the time we read the 6th car, all the company decided powerhouse before it was, that traction in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. In hospital for 7 weeks in traction, and you got 10 prods, everything all the way through. But so I would say that he's been sober for 25 years, and much respect for somebody that's here. Get here. You can be here the whole life if you haven't accomplished anything close to what you accomplished, you're still up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my eyes are 49. Print's as big as it can get on my phone. So my vision's going, but I've never seen that in my life. Because I'm looking. I'm actually paying attention. Now, it's amazing.
Doris had a question from Zoom.
Oh,
She wanted to know if you've ever been to Celebrate Recovery in Harrison.
not in Harrison. I do several Celebrate Recoveries in the Nashville area. But maybe someday I'd love to come to Harrison, Celebrate Recovery. It's pretty awesome.
Please
have
tell him,
quite-
please tell him we're inviting him then.
She said you're invited.
Okay. Those aren't. I was
Thank
telling
you.
Terry our kids are really changing these days.
Yes. We're 10 by 10 now,
Yeah.
starting at 10.
Oh, 10. I'd love to make it to 10.
6 to 8 at the
10 is the new 2 a.m.
Yeah. Anybody else got anything? You, man. Thank you.
Inspirational.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's all I can say.
Thank you so much. Hey,
It's
no
great to
problem.
meet you.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet
Come
you.
back again.
I will. When's the next meeting? How about I Zoom next time?
Are you staying in Nashville? So the house you're building is in Nashville? You're
It's in
coming back to
Hendersonville,
this side?
just north of Nashville, a new subdivision back there. We've always lived up there. The Grassers kind of live up there, no matter what success you get. And then Franklin, Brentwood, the big high dollar ones, that's what tend to draw all guys.
I appreciate you bringing your backup singer to the crickets.
Yes,
It worked out real good in your backup.
man, I was usually in the field on the hay wagon, so that we welcome that. Especially if they'd fly by and give us a little breeze or something, it'd be
At
nice.
least you came after the skates.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, we didn't see any in Nashville this year. No cicadas. There were in the areas, but not where we live. Didn't see the first one.
Yeah,
Really?
we didn't have that. They're gone.
Awesome. Well,
James E., thank you so much.
hey, thank you. I love you. Boy, I just reneged it right there. They got salads?
I know you have to leave. You want to talk real quick? You want me to do it?
Okay, no, it's fine, I can do it, okay.
She's gonna, Kim's got to leave, so she's gonna give her report real quick.
Yeah, well, first, I do want to share, I want to share this thank you note from the Bright Lions Club for our donation of $500. Do you want to read it? It's just a thank you, okay, if anybody wants to read it, but they did give us a thank you, so that's nice. So the treasurer report, let's see, we have a cash balance of, let me give you this, $19,724.87. Else you want to know? Anything from you? All right, thank you. So sorry, I have to
We're
run.
good. And so I forgot to introduce the people that are on Zoom, and we probably can't hear them if they talk. Do you want to introduce them?
Some of them left too.
Okay, so there's people on Zoom, 3 or 4 people, I think, so that would good. I appreciate you coming. Okay, membership report, Nick.
Right now, we're at 44, we've got 2 candidates, so.
Yes, yes.
I'll take the website, get you guys back on. Thank you.
Okay, so, Loving Hearts Hospice just built a new office building next to Logan Supermart, so we're going to schedule their ribbon cutting for Friday, August 13th. So that's gonna be our next BABA meeting, so we're gonna do a ribbon cutting there. We're gonna do a tour of house by Jamie.
See you all.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you.
So for our next meeting, we'll do the ribbon cutting for Loving Hearts. And they're gonna give us a tour, kind of like open house sort of thing, and then we'll do coffee and donuts too. So look for that next month. And then I'll quickly go at 9 o'clock. Yep. And I'll go over quickly the calendar for the rest of the year, but we'll also post it on our website and Facebook page as well. But We've got Friday, August 13th at Loving Hearts Hospice, and then Thursday, September 9th. So instead of doing it on a Friday, we're gonna do it Thursday evening, at the Barn Winery. So just kind of a little happy hour socialization, networking event. Thursday, September 9th at 6 o'clock. At the barn. And then, oh, and just a side note, I don't know if we ever talked about Debbie kind of not really being here and kind of stepping down for the moment, but she's just got a lot going on personally. So with that and at the barn and whatnot, it was just, she wanted to spend more time with her family. So that's why Debbie's not here. And we're just all kind of picking that up, so. So Friday, October 8th at noon, we're gonna have lunch at the Shift. And then Friday, November 12th at 9, we'll do the meeting at Bright Lions. And then Friday, December 10th at 9, here again at the Bright Lions Club. That's typically when we do like breakfast and membership meeting and that kind of stuff. So present that. So that is our calendar, but like I said, I will post that. Okay, and so then the other thing I think was talked about last month, and I apologize for not being here, just kind of the revitalization of BABA. We really want to find value for not only our sponsors, but our members. Like, we want to be part of it, but we want you to see value in being part of this too. So she's gonna take some effort from everybody to help get this going. But a couple things that we're gonna start doing. So we're gonna combine our Zoom meetings with our in-person meetings. So if you can't be here, at least you can listen in and still be part of it and know what's going on. We're hoping to kind of give our website a facelift and then focus more on Facebook posts too, so we can get our messages out to more people, including like the Bright business community too. So we'll continue to post things out there. But we want to promote our members too. We want you all to be successful, and part of being with BABA is being able to network and help you be successful and help you be a business owner. So if you have things going on with your business, or you're getting reports or whatever it is, we want to post that on our Facebook page. So we kind of updated Facebook so people can post, anybody can post to it, but everything will be approved prior to actually being posted. So that gives you the opportunity to go out there and say, like, Lonnie has got snow cone coming up. So yeah, Cone Ice is coming to Bright at the end of the month. So he's going to post that. We want to promote that for Edward Jones. If you have things like that or done something well, let's go ahead and get that posted on there so we can promote our businesses a little bit more. And the other thing we've talked about is highlighting members on our Facebook page. So we're going to kind of follow a template. Like, obviously we want your logo and maybe a picture or two that you want to add to it, but how long you've been a local business, special services that you offer, and your contact information. And so if you want to put all that information together and email it to anybody on the board, then we'll kind of put that together. And we're hoping to post different, kind of feature all of our members, I don't know, weekly, bi-weekly, something like that, just to get our names out there a little bit more. So hopefully those ideas sound good to you, and that'll help everybody kind of promote your business. But if you have any other ideas, we're definitely open to them. So just let us know what you think we can do to help with that. Oh, okay. So also, we are looking for somebody to help with that. So if anybody would like to help with some of that social media posting, I don't think it's going to take a long time, but it's just another way to get involved and help. So if anybody is interested in helping with that, we'd love to have you on board. We have an Instagram account. No. I don't. I'm pretty bad at social media marketing too, so it's gonna be a learning curve. Somebody knows it really well and wants to teach us, I'm open to that as well. Yeah. Okay. Anybody have anything that they?
I think along with, what was coming up, we talked also about doing a strategic planning meeting, separate from our monthly meeting, so that we can get input from absolutely everybody we can as to what's he happening. How can we get more members? How can we be more relevant to the business community? And question here is, would you be interested in providing minimum of an hour, I would have to say, but possibly even longer, even if we get it online, process where we use the Zoom meeting to, if you'd rather do it something here, face to face, if we can, or a combination. So I think we're looking for input from you. Would you want to be interested in them too? Would you participate? Those are two different things. How do people understand that? Right, Jimmy?
I agree.
So I throw that out, it goes along with us planning to re-energize, reinvent. So thinking about that, absolutely.
So how far of a region are we reaching? I know we're right area business, but how far out of it?
I live on the east side of Cincinnati, 45 minutes away.
We've had cast members from Kentucky.
That's what I'm asking, I mean, as a group, what is our target?
Well, I don't know, everybody should
'Cause
picture that,
so I say that because we should know that.
right, we should,
It's not that we
so,
don't.
so I look at like Hidden Valley, over to Dover, St. Leon, right, right? Significant. So, I
West
don't know,
Harrison, West Harrison.
yeah,
Our goal has been the Bright area, that people do business in the Bright area. You may not live here, or your office may be someplace else, but if your target market is the Bright area, that's who our client is.
Yeah, I'd say, to your question, is, I'd say there's probably a lot of businesses here in Bright that we don't know that are here. Now, they may be a small one off, but we don't know, and I don't know that we've introduced ourselves to them. And when we have speakers, it's wonderful that they come here, but it might be kind of cool if we actually get their business and let them give us. So that we go, you know, that's just thought.
yeah, no, I totally agree. When I first started, we were doing open houses at different businesses. We had an open house at the funeral home, people came in, like, I had all of our boys at different areas to kind of explain like what we do, you know, so it's not so intimidating when somebody, loved one passes. So I do think we should do more of those
Yeah,
because,
we get to doing business, our meetings that are just in the same room every month. They could come with us.
You're seeing that you have heard.
Yeah.
Well,
You
yeah,
know, and I'm not talking about everybody jumping in the same bus, but, you
right.
know,
But it's important to know what each of you do. You can sit here and tell us at the beginning of every meeting what you do, but until we're actually in your business and see what you do, what you offer, then you really don't have a clue.
Well, and that can get glossed over, like, we only just say your name and whatever, and that takes the networking piece out, right? I mean, it takes a piece of it out. And the flip side of that is the work piece of the network.
Right.
It's not just come for an hour and then.
Exactly.
and the more you do that one-on-one insight, you get to know what that person really does in their environment. You get more of a one-on-one connection with them. I actually remember their name. I mean, not work.
Oh,
Like that.
We should all wear name tags.
Yeah,
Some
but
of
when
you
I
have
get
one,
into,
great.
you know, somebody's business, then.
Right. Yeah.
It's a different story.
No, I totally agree. So, do you think that?
I think Terry should just have us all over for dinner.
Okay. We
No pressure, that's all right.
So another networking group that I'm a part of, finance that our businesses. Just kind of went through, wrote down all the businesses in that area, and then made up flyers for the networking group, and then, you know, basically who we are, what we can do, when the meetings are, things like that, and pass them out to just do stuff little bit. It was like, come nice, maybe like that. But it definitely had offerings like the Facebook page that poster, or that's. And it, they're a little bit more. So that might be an option.
Yeah, it'll be, have to do a little bit of research probably, because
Right.
in this area, you don't have to have a business license to have one.
Right, yeah, you can't just look it up.
Right, so you
Yeah.
can't go and do that sort of.
I mean, it had everywhere, like, speaker shop, just everywhere.
Right.
We know we have again, as many businesses up here that are members that aren't members. I mean, you just look at, just up the street here. Shopping center. There's two out of town, again, that are members that probably.
And the Bistro.
Membership and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Justin is here in a lot,
Right.
so like, there's something that.
Well, and each member, I mean, we could take it upon ourselves, like, everybody can go and try, maybe we make that a goal, like, by the next meeting, you go and introduce, like, yourself and your business and Bob overall to somebody that's not a member, the more out there interact and meet people. I think that's a good idea, to create a piece of marketing that kind of says who Bob is, who our current members are, and when our events are, and introduce that to people, because a lot of people don't know who Bob is yet, right? And they don't know what we do.
Yeah, it's not so much that they shouldn't know, because we've been around 15 years, almost 16, the body itself. Yeah.
Did you hear my suggestion, Julie, that guy that got the progressive sign? I think Jim should sit outside with the back.
But as we introduce Baba, we want to also say like the good things that we're doing and how we promote our members too, because we can't expect people to become members of our group if we're not showcasing them as well.
So maybe next meeting or a meeting very soon, instead of us having a guest come in and speak during that time, devote that time with this.
Well, why don't we?
And then we actually made the agenda of that meeting is to put this list together collectively. And make a plan of what we're going to do with it.
Okay, so let's look at our coming up meeting. So next month, we're doing the open house ribbon cutting at Loving Hearts. And then in September, we've got an evening event at the barn. And then October is lunch at Shift, and November is here.
So the November meeting is just in time to talk to people. And it would give a little bit of time to kind of research, and I mean, Justin is driving everywhere. Driving around, and be like, oh, that's even the theme of this.
Right, okay. Well, why don't we do that? Let's focus our November meeting on just working, developing, Baba a little bit more.
Nicole, Justin Raines from Portal Planet volunteered to help with social media.
Oh, awesome. Okay, thank you. So what is Justin, what's the name of this company?
Portal Planet. He put a link in here.
Okay, good. I think we have him on the membership page. We don't have him on the membership page, so
It should be.
we'll look into it.
My website's
All
horrible.
right, we
if you
will look
could-
into that. And let's plan on that for November. That's awesome.
If they would come up with, somebody would come up with a marketing, some kind of new to this, group, but, it is very like, we do a lot of, customer appreciation events, and I will put it in the newspaper, I will put it on Facebook, I will put it anywhere I can think of. But the folks who attend that day, we've just done 2, getting ready to do a 3rd. There's a lot of them that'll say, oh yeah, somebody dropped a flyer by it. Well, somebody was me. I go to the town that we're having it, in mine, whatever. And I walk door to door to every single business. Say, hey, we're having a cookout, one, 2, 4. And they come back and say, yes, somebody dropped a flyer. that is a very good idea, and I would be willing to, you know, even section it into areas, literally hit everybody, right, with the flag. And invite them. When they're personally invited, sometimes it's a little more.
Yeah, as a realtor, I walk both
It's
both directions of Walnut Street
Yes.
and High Street, Lawrenceburg, to introduce myself.
I feel like it makes it.
And not just because we started a team, so it was like the perfect time for me to have a meeting to go
Yeah.
and say, hey, we started this. I'd like to do
Yes.
this.
Yes.
And, good conversation. Excuse me, I've got that.
Yep, you were good. We're getting ready to wrap up, so thank you, Jeff. Okay, awesome. Thank you guys. I appreciate the conversation. Anything else?
Thank you, Jay.
See you guys, thank you.
Bye, guys. Bye, Jay.
Move to adjourn.
Just the website.
Yeah.
Because I moved from Americas to Mercury. Oh, that's not.
Yeah, I'll give it to him, but I think on, the website, it all still says like.
Same thing.
Okay. Yeah, I think we were on,